haircut, bro. Straight up. Oh, what's up? I didn't see you there. Just kidding. You're my camera. My name is Jackson. I'm here with Next Wave. Today we got another movie review. We're reviewing James Gunn's Suicide Squad. So without further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, this movie does contain spoilers. So if you have not seen this movie and you want a review that does not ruin it for you, don't watch this video. Or actually, please watch this video. Just watch it later once you've watched the movie. You can watch it at home. If you have HBO Max, it's free. Just get on HBO Max and watch it and then come right back here and watch my video. All right, anyway, now to the movie. All right, first things up, we've got the bad. I like to do every video starting off with the bad, get the bad news out of the way, get the good news. So, there's not a lot of bad. There is a little bit of bad. Number one, this movie is great. You know, it's got a good storyline, but it lacks in scale. It's a very boxed in environment. You know, they're on an island and they're here to get rid of this government coup that's going on and find out what this, you know, Project Starfish is, which we later find out is Starro, who is, you know, the first villain that the Justice League ever fought. It's just a weird villain 2 fights. Literally, they're just fighting a giant starfish. But like I said, it's very scaled down in size. The set pieces are very small, except for the final battle, which is kind of big. And it's just not the biggest movie, not the most grandeur movie you would think of when you think of James Gunn and his level of movies. Bad point number 2. And this is a point that kind of hit home with me because this movie had these big A-list actors, an entire roster of A-list actors. And you're like, oh, sweet, I get to see these guys. They may not live the whole movie, you know, but at least I'll get to see them in action, get to see them play these characters really well. And like within the first 10 minutes of the movie, they kill one, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang from the first Suicide Squad movie. Boom, killed him. And then number 2, in the same scene, they kill Michael Rooker. Okay, Michael Rooker is an awesome actor. He's played in many things, notably The Walking Dead. He's great in films, and they just literally explode his head. He runs away from the fight, gets scared, the very first fight, and they destroy him, just off rip. Now, granted, they kill a bunch of characters in that first scene. The characters that you're like, oh, that's cool, I get to see them for 30 seconds, and then they're dead. But, again, some of your biggest actors that you promoted in these scenes and in these previews and these posters and all this media, you just axe them first 5 minutes. I don't know if it was a budget thing or if they really just trying to throw people off. But dude, come on. Let these guys act a little bit before you just X them. Number 3. You look at me in the eyes, Warner Brothers. You owe me 15 minutes of life back. Okay? I waited through all of those credits like a good little viewer just for you to tell me that John Cena's Peacemaker survived the shot. Okay? I don't care about Peacemaker. 80% of the people that watch this movie don't care about Peacemaker. Or the fact that he's getting his own series on HBO. I get it, you need it just to show, okay, but you could have done that on the first episode of that show. You could have been like, oh, you survived. You could have done the exact scene that you put at the end of that movie and put it in the first episode of that show, and nobody would have batted an eye. You could have put a cooler end credit scene there at the end of that movie, and people would have been way more excited. I would have loved to have seen something with Harley Quinn, okay? Even if it wasn't setting anything up, even if it was just a little, like, you know, nod to some of the people that died, or, like, anything like that. Anything else, bro. But the fact that Peacemaker survived, I don't care. Give me back those minutes, please. All right, I know that the bad sounded like a lot. It was like 4 minutes of bad, but there was a lot of good, okay? A lot of good. Let's get into it. All right, this cast was one of the funniest casts I've seen in a superhero movie ever. It beats out Guardians of the Galaxy, which is also directed by James Gunn. It beats out the first Suicide Squad, which, granted, they weren't the funniest. There were some really good zingers there. But King Shark, in my opinion, even though he says the least, they created that character and animated him the best way they possibly could. And he's hilarious. The little back and forth that Bloodsport and Peacemaker have, just the competitive things. John Cena, now, I'm going to tell you, John Cena surprised me with how funny he can be. I mean, I know he's a WWE wrestler, and when athletes or whatever WWE wrestlers are, try to transition over into like serious film or anything serious in that matter, it never works. But they did a great job. This cast really had good chemistry. You know, Margot Robbie always plays Harley Quinn as good as she possibly can, as good as Harley Quinn could be played, and they killed it. Out of the ballpark, just completely destroyed it. Great job. Another great point about this movie is it had a strong story flow. None of the scenes felt rushed. None of the scenes were sat in for too long. I feel like everybody was able to do what they needed to do and say what they needed to say without anything being forced in there for fan service or, you know, being taken out because they felt like it wasn't a good, you know, addition. Everything flowed how it should have. Everything made sense. There were no questions. And it really helped keep your interest in the movie. Overall, James Gunn's Suicide Squad is an amazing reiteration of what the Suicide Squad can be and even what the DC Cinematic Universe can be. It was a funny movie. It had great plot points, great character development. It had great action scenes all around. Everything about it was great. There were little things that I noted that could have been a little bit better, a little bit different, but nothing that ruined the movie. You know, there was nothing that I felt like I walked out of there like, man, dude, I regret watching that movie, or, oh man, they failed again. It was great. You know, I enjoyed it, and that is why I'm giving it a, drum roll please, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Good job, James Gunn. You wrangled it in, you got it all figured out, and you did it in a hell of a fashion. Thanks for killing everybody. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, tell me if you enjoyed it, what you would give it as a rate, you know, what your favorite scene was, who your favorite character was. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Check me out on Twitch, Next Wave Games. The links will all be in the description. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day.